Hello guys and welcome back. Welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and in today's video, we're talking about the last episode. I didn't even want to watch the last episode because I knew if I watched it, it would be the end of Star Wars Visions. Oh my god, I loved this series because let me tell you, it's my two greatest loves. We got Star Wars and anime. I am a huge anime fan, and I love Star Wars. So, putting them together, this was just right up my alley. And granted, there are some episodes that I like more than others, but overall, from all 9 of these episodes, at least let me talk about the first 8. From the first 8 episodes, I think all of them are rated at least a 7 or above. I even have a 10 out of 10, which was none other than episode 8. These were beautifully animated. They were, really well designed. Okay, so I didn't really like the design of, the droid episode. I didn't like the art style, but that's because I don't like the art style. That isn't because the art style was bad. The art style, was really cool if you're into that art style. And it was still a really interesting, good episode, and it kept me entertained. I loved episode 6. I loved episode 2, which was about the band, and really, the only thing I didn't like about the band episode was, probably, the singer at the end. Like, I like the song, I just don't like the singer, but that's just me. I can't think of really any other negatives. Maybe, I didn't like how, they turned the lightsaber into, like, mood rings in episode, 9, but I love the story of episode 5, The 9 Jedi. That was fantastic. And there's just so many good moments throughout the show. And I loved the first episode. 9 out of 10 I gave that one with the samurai aspect of it. That was really, really cool. I liked the black and white art. I liked how the red really shined against the black and white. That was really cool. The Bride, which was episode 4, fantastic. I mean, that was just really interesting storytelling. Yeah, I've liked almost the entire show. And episode 8 was my favorite. I didn't even talk about episode 3. Episode 3 was amazing as well. I enjoyed the family story there. Episode 8, though, was obviously my favorite. I got emotional from episode 8. So, here I am. I watched episode 9, and, I had to go back and watch it twice because I might not have liked this particular episode. In fact, I actually think this episode is the worst out of all of them, to the point where I almost want to give it a 6.5. I'm not going to give it a 6. I'm not going to give it a 6.5. I'm going to give it what it deserves. I'm going to give it a 7. It deserves a 7. The animation, the music, the designs, it's epic. It's epic. I just didn't really feel the story. I didn't really feel these characters. I was a little bored with it because it was kind of basic. Really, it was a carbon copy of what's going on with Darth Vader a little bit. I mean, so this is basically what the story is. So, this Jedi comes to this planet. He's been on this planet before. He meets up with the princess of the planet. The princess is, she got kicked out of the kingdom by a Sith. Literally, her aunt is a Sith, and her aunt killed the king and took over the kingdom. Now, the reason why he came is because he kept having visions of somebody dying, and he couldn't figure out what it was. So he came to hopefully help him. But he keeps getting the visions. He keeps getting this crazy headache from these visions. And eventually he goes off with her to help her take back the kingdom. I don't like the side characters. Like they were not really that good to me. I'd rather have like a funny duo droid than these two characters. I found these two characters really annoying. There was this fat guy and the skinny guy with little mustache. It's fine. The designs are cool, but I just really didn't really like the characters. Not to mention the art style. Like the art style for all the others were really creative, really interesting. This art style was really fantastic, actually. But like I've seen anime with this art style before. It's nothing special in my opinion. It's good art style, but it's nothing special. And then you move on. Moving on, they get to the castle. Her aunt shows up. Her aunt's a Sith, obviously. They fight the Sith, and because of his own pure and utter rage, they actually captured the princess, put her in a uniform like you know her soldier's uniform. I think they're like palace guard uniforms. And they tossed her at him, and through his utter rage, he couldn't understand. And that's the thing. That's what true Jedi does. A true Jedi accepts their rage, accepts their anger, accepts their dark side, and doesn't act on it. That's what Luke Skywalker does, and that's what Anakin eventually turns from. Anakin had the same thing, and yeah, this is basically a Darth Vader story all over again, that he turns to the dark side to save her. Now, the Sith actually does save her, but then he walks off with the Sith Lord. Like, I'm sorry, fantastic story. Really, it feels like a beginning of a series. Like, all of these feel like beginning of series. I would love a season 2. I would love to dive into these characters more. But to be honest with you, I just wasn't feeling the ending of this. This was very slow, very dark, not really up my alley. I didn't really laugh at any of the jokes. The jokes weren't good in this. This is not my type of thing. So I hate to say it, but episode 9 was the only episode I didn't like. That means we had 8 that I loved. So, that is my review for Star Wars Visions Episode 9. Not really a fan of this one. I didn't like the jokes. I didn't like the humor. Yeah, I didn't even talk about them on the horses because there was no point to talk about them on the horses. Yeah, I didn't really like this episode, but maybe you did. So let me know down in the comments below your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Bye.